Hi, my name is Brianna Hill. I am from Trinity, North Carolina. I plan to attend UNC Pembroke in the fall, and I play basketball, I play soccer, I am very involved within the community, and I love to go out and have fun with my friends and family. Question number 1. What are 3 essential qualities in a good leader, and how do they fit your character? So my 3 essential qualities would be communication, accountability, and flexibility. I believe that as a leader, you need to be able to change up what you are expecting to do depending on if your students are picking it up, or if who you're talking to is picking up exactly what you're saying, or if you need to just reset and try again. I also believe that you need to practice what you preach. So if you're going to tell somebody that they need to be on time, you also need to be on time. You don't need to be late. If you need to tell somebody that they need to not gossip, they don't need to see you gossiping when they're not looking. You also need to be able to communicate orally and physically. You need to be able to express exactly what needs to be done. Your students need to know exactly what you expect of them, but they also need to be able to understand on your face if you're being serious, if you're just making a joke, or if they are in trouble. You need to be able to really express that. That fits my character because as a athletic sports player, I need to also be able to have all of these qualities because my team looks to me for support, and if I cannot give them these 3 qualities, I should not be the one that is leading them when it comes to athletics. But for the most part, obviously people make mistakes, things happen, but for the most part, I express these qualities very well. Question number 2, tell us about an accomplishment of which you're most proud of and how you achieved it. I just hit my 1,000 points in basketball after years of hard work and dedication. I have played basketball for 14 years. I've always been in a gym. I've always grown up in that community. I've had multiple coaches look to me and tell me how much of an accomplishment I have perceived because of how much work and dedication I've put in. I also broke my arm, my dominant right arm, 3 years ago, and thought that maybe I would never even get to play basketball again. And just to be one of 6 people in my school to ever hit 1,000 points is insane, even after the challenges that I had perceived through my break, through the major surgery I had to have, through the harsh PT. I got through all of that and was able to hit 1,000 points, and hopefully I also got Player of the Year for my conference. Question number 3. What can and should a teacher do to foster understanding of people who are from different backgrounds and mindsets? So I have had personal experience with this because I have been in a classroom and there was a student that did not speak any English whatsoever. So in order to help, you can have a visual aid. So on the whiteboard or anything else, you can have pictures that express what you're trying to show or tell, that you know that they'll understand what you're talking about. You can also work one-on-one with them. Like when you're done with the lesson, you can pull them and go over exactly again what you did. And obviously you're not gonna have time to do this every day, but every so often that could really help. You also could use like Google Translate. There are so many translation devices nowadays, and you can make sure that that student, though they aren't exactly just listening to English, they're hearing what you say in English, also hearing the translation, and hopefully eventually that will connect the dots and they'll start to grasp an understanding of what you're saying through their language, but also through your. Question number 4. What do you think it means to be a professional as a teacher in the classroom? So I think that you need to dress appropriately. You need to understand no crop tops, only jeans when you can, but no jeans with holes. You need to dress like you are in a classroom to teach students, not at a bar or club to make friends. I think you also need to communicate efficiently. I think that students need to understand exactly what you need. They also need to understand like how you're feeling about a situation. Like if they're acting up, they need to know that you are not okay with this. They need to have verbal communication and physical to show them exactly what is expected. Lastly, you need to leave things at the door. Things may happen in your personal life, but you cannot reflect what is going on in your personal life on your students. They did not do anything. They are there to learn. They do not get a choice to be there or not. So in order to have them love what they're doing, they need to have a teacher who is always 100% set in. Yes, it's going to be hard some days, but as a teacher and a professional, you need to be able to leave everything that you are going through at the door and just being that student, those students' teacher when they need you to be. Question 5. Imagine you're retiring after 30 years. What do you hope your students would say about your legacy? I hope that in 30 years, when I'm retired, a student will be able to say, yes, she helped me become the person that I wanted to be. She made me believe that my dreams were acceptable and I was able to succeed, and now I have. I've become this big person that I've always wanted to be, and it was because of her. I also want students to be able to say, she really helped me to love learning and to grow into the person I am. I became confident in her classroom with who I was, and I didn't want to be somebody else because she made it seem like there was only one right fit for society. I want to be that teacher that everybody remembers, pushes them, but also makes learning fun and makes the environment fun. And I really hope that in 30 years, my students will say that about my legacy. I want to be a teacher because I want to be able to make a difference in other people's lives. I've always been surrounded by the teaching community, and I love it. And I would really love to be able to be a part of that as other kids grow up as well. This scholarship would really be helpful because it would help relieve some stress of student loans and debts paid back once I become a teacher.